We changed our oil and got a big knobby tire on, hopefully a paddle, because we got some climbing to do today. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out and riding the hard stuff. Today we're at Cinder Hills, Arizona. It's a very unique, fun playground of volcanoes, and you go up and down them, inside them, all around them. It's a lot of fun, so let's go. Now the ground here is covered in this little black volcanic rock, this little black pebbles, and it feels just like a sand dune. If you ever ridden on dunes before, it's almost identical. It just sinks in. If you get off any trail, even the main trail, you just sink into it. So we threw on paddles. They definitely helped. If you come out here, I recommend bringing a paddle out. Pick one up. It's going to make this area a lot of fun for you. And you're going to need it. These climbs, I'm telling you, they are big. Couple of things to consider. We are high in elevation, starting out at about 6,600 feet. And some of the top of the volcano cones are over 8,000 feet. So if you got an old carburetor, you need a rejet, I recommend that too. You're going to need all the horsepower you can get. I'm leading the way. I got Kyle behind me in his 300, and then Cullen's behind him on his YZ 250. Here's our first little climb. Let's see what she's got. Let's go. So I'm just wide open throttle right here. I think I had to be in second gear. The 250 just doesn't have enough to keep it up in third. Kyle flies by, throwing rocks in my face. Yes. Payback, I was throwing rocks in his face, so he had to throw some rocks in my face. Alright, we all made it to the top. Now it's time to go into the bowl. Inside a volcano. How cool is that? Now this is one of the small ones, but don't underestimate it. You still got to carry a lot of speed to help you climb up the other side. On these black pebbles, just dig in. You just sink into them. So keep your speed up so you can keep going. Here's a bigger climb now. I'm going to watch Colin go up it. Now Colin doesn't have a paddle. He does have a pretty fresh rear tire, so he makes this climb. But he's going to need a paddle later on. The climbs just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And a paddle really would have helped his day out. He would have had a lot more fun. So I'm coming in hot. Try to come in at third gear. It doesn't have enough power to keep pulling in third, so then you got to downshift to second and let the paddle do its job. The paddle just keeps grabbing, keeps pushing that bike up. Alright, Roxy made it to the top. Good girl. Got my hopes up. I was thinking, I got this big hill coming up. The big boys are coming. We're on our way over there. It's going to be a different story. And we're off to the next volcano, the next big hill climb. All the volcanoes have these little side-by-side jeep trails, just spider webbing all everywhere in which way you can imagine. And you gotta just pick one, point that direction, and go, because it'll connect to another one. You don't have to worry about like finding a single track or a specific trail going anywhere. They're everywhere. Got another little hill to get up. Just wide open throttle. You can't be worried about blowing up your engine if you're coming to Cinder Hills, because it's going to be a lot of wide open throttle for a long period of time. Alright, we're coming up to the big boy. It's a double crater. This is probably the biggest climb area of Cinder Hills, and it kind of, you're so far away, it's hard to tell like the size of it, but it is a huge climb. I think it's around 800 foot ascent there, And you got two routes that you can see from here, but it's really open. You can get up that hill any way you want. If you want to go to the left, the right, the far left, I mean, it's open. You can ride up that volcano any way you want to get up. All right, here's Kyle. His first attempt, he's going to the left.
Go, go, go. Yeah, he's got it. That paddle is just amazing.
That's a huge difference.
Right on. Kyle made it up his first try. That paddle just doing its job, making it easy. All right, Colin's going to go. He doesn't have a paddle, so you can see the difference not having a paddle here.
Go, Colin.
So Colin doesn't even make it halfway there. The pebbles just too loose. Just no traction without that paddle on the back. There I go. I'm going to see how Roxy's going to do here. Let's go. About as far as I'm going to get. I'm going to make several more attempts, but the results are going to be about the same. The 250 just needs a little bit more horsepower to get that speed up. You know, I got to be able to maintain a third gear. If this was hard packed dirt, I'd be able to get to the top, but it's just this loose pebbles, and it's like a sand dune. You gotta carry the speed, momentum to keep you going up. The paddle helped out tremendously. I was able to get a lot higher than Colin did, but just not enough on this big hill.
That third gear just doesn't want to. Second's got the power, but you don't carry enough momentum.
Yeah, not enough good.
So Kyle comes down and lets me hop on his 300 here, so I'm going to make a run at it. I'm going to be in third gear, just kind of wide open throttle here. See how she does. Let's go. There's Colin's mark. There's the 250 mark. Still going a lot of speed, looking good. Don't slow down. She's gonna start bogging down a little bit in third, and I'm gonna shift to second. I'm not on the clutch enough, and she just starts pulling out, causing me to zigzag left and right, and I lose my momentum. So I don't make it to the top. I thought the 300 had it. I know the horsepower rating and even the torque curve on the 300 got to be a lot different than the 450. The 450 just has, it has a little bit more horsepower, but it has a ton more torque. And I think that's noticeable for me because once the RPMs drop down a little bit, it just feels like the power disappears pretty fast. Whereas the 450, it RPMs drop a little bit, it still has a lot of pull power. You can still feel the bike just trying to go. So, sorry 300 two-stroke guys. I love my 450. I know it's a big, heavy bike, but when you got a big climb like this, for the big guys, we need the extra horsepower. Give it another shot here. I feel like she can do it. I'm going to blame my failed attempt on me. The first one, I kind of messed up that shift. So let's see how she does now. Yeah, she's not going to do it for me. Here the RPM dipped down a little bit. That's all it took. She got out of that little power band. I was able to get the clutch, get the power back in there, but then she just started digging a hole on me and getting all squirrely in the back end. So once again, don't make it up. I've yet to make it to the top of this hill. Maybe next year I'll have Trixie out here and it'll be a different story.
Dang it.
Kyle, he's gonna go for the hard line here. The one to the right, that doesn't have that turn to the right at the top, so it's just a straight up one. It gets pretty darn steep there.
It's so whoopy.
So let's see what it can do. Let's go, baby.
It's hard to carry speed.
He's got it. Impressive.
So Kyle was able to make it to the top of that hard line there. That's probably the biggest climb of the whole area. There's a couple other hills that are pretty close, and there's a couple more that are a little bit steeper. That's probably the biggest, hardest climb in the whole area. So once you can master that one, I think you're able to hit anything else. But we're coming around to the side of it. This is not as, I mean, it's not as nearly as steep, but it just goes on and on and on and on. And you're just holding the throttle wide open, hoping your engine doesn't blow up, because it's just a climb. It just keeps going and going. It has two levels, so we got this climb here, and then it kind of levels out, and then you go up to the second hill. It just keeps going on and on and on. I can't let off the throttle. I got the second little part coming up. It just goes on and on and on forever. Woo! Made it to the top. Oh, that is a big ascent. You're gaining a ton of elevation in a short period of time there. And look at that view. You can see all the volcanoes in the background.
Yeah.
To the right there, the Snow Peak. That's San Francisco Peak.
Yeah.
At one time, that used to be the tallest mountain in the United States until the volcano blew its top. Now I think it's around 12,000 feet still. We're going to head down the bowl of this volcano here. This volcano has two sunken craters. And they're a lot of fun. I mean, you can ride up and down them. It's a lot of you got to go fast, because even inside here, it's still really loose. That black pebbles just really loose. So carry as much speed as you can so you can get up the other side. We're just gonna make our way over to the second crater here. Second crater, it's the big one. It's really deep. Like it is so cool. It just goes, it's sunken in pretty far, and you can go way down in there, and then you got the massive climbs up the other side. You'll see, it's coming up. It's gonna be pretty cool. come around the west side of the crater here, just has it opens up and it just has this amazing view of the inside of the volcano and down to the bowl. It goes down quite a bit, so you can't see the bottom there. You got to go to the edge before you can start seeing the bottom there. But you got these huge runs going up, and to the left in the red, everything just, it's big and steep. There goes Kyle. He's gonna go for the big boy right off the bat. You can see it's deceiving. It goes way down there, so he goes out of view. The bowl's like way down there, and you got to be fourth gear pinned at least to have any chance of getting up the other side. So Kyle makes it up the other side of the crater here. I'm telling you, that is a massive hill climb, and it's very loose. Like it's like soft sand. The paddle, I think, is a must. If you're gonna come to Cinder Hills, you gotta have the paddle. So I'm gonna go down. I'm right here. I mean, it really goes down. This is steep too, and you really got to carry a lot of momentum. You get all these ruts from other people's tires. You got to just go for it as much speed as you can. The paddle just grabbing and grabbing and grabbing, but it starts to lose speed, and without any speed momentum, it'll just start digging in and you won't make it to the top. The 250 just doesn't have enough high-end horsepower to keep it going here. So that's as far as I make it, right to that tree line shadow here. I'll go down, going down. I'm telling you, it's a big, steep downhill. You can see Kyle at the bottom. Look how tiny he is.
Go down and hurry.
There's a little run to the left, and that's like the easy way out. Because you get down here and you start worrying about being able to make it out of the bowl. Because even this side is still a big climb and pretty steep, and it's just that loose black pebbles makes it really hard to get traction.
You in fifth gear pinned? Leading in?
Going fourth, but there's just no torque and no power in fourth.
Pretty good though.
Yeah, I guess.
Close.
Here goes Kyle again. He's going to pick a different line going up. You can spend a lot of time here having fun with the different lines. The red lines to the left, I'd say, are a little steeper, and we didn't try those. It's a little bit different rock than the black pebbles. That red, it's a little bit bigger, chunkier rocks, I'd say. We didn't try that,
nice.
But it's still an impressive climb.
Yeah, buddy.
So I'm gonna pick a different line here. Same thing, coming in fourth gear as fast as I can. Gets a little rough and bumpy, but you gotta have the speed to have any hope. Yeah, that's about it. Just needs more power. So Kyle, he jumps on my 250. He wants to see if he can make it up. He weighs about 155, whereas I'm close to 220. So we'll see if he can do any better. I made it to that little shadow, right where the shadow crosses the road, and we'll see how far he gets. So he turns around just actually a little bit lower than where I made it. And I know that has to do a lot with being familiar with your bike and the power delivery of your throttle and all that. Like when I was on his 300 earlier, I wasn't able to make it up the big climb, where he was able to make it up pretty easy. So being familiar with the bike helps a lot. But I was thinking he, weighs significantly less than me, that he should have been able to get up there. But then it 250 just doesn't have the horsepower. So if you want to come to Cinder Hills, and maybe you have, you got your dirt bike, but you got a side-by-side as well, this is another good spot to run your side-by-side. Obviously a lot of side-by-sides go through here, and if you got the horsepower turbo model, I think you'd be able to go up the hill pretty easy. Maybe even throw some paddles on there too. I have seen some rails out here, like some sand rails with the paddles, and you can see how much fun they would have climbing these big hills. So you do have some just pretty views. You're on top of these peaks. That snow-covered peak in the background, that's San Francisco Peak. It's Arizona's tallest mountain, and it used to be United States' tallest mountain before it blew its top off several 100,000 years ago, whenever it did. And they claim it used to be about 16,000 feet tall, which would be crazy if it still was. But here we go down the backside. We're just there's several volcano cones you can go up and explore around, so that's what we're doing here. We're going to find another one to run up. I looked on my map, and there's another volcano in front of us there, and it looks like there's some major runs going up it, so we're going to go around the backside and try to find a way up this volcano. If you're thinking you're going to find like a secret trail or the easy route or the hard packed dirt or something, it just doesn't exist. Cinder Hills is all this black pebbly volcanic rock, and it is just, without the horsepower, it's just a struggle to get through. Even this section, it's still very soft and loose. I mean, it feels like a sand dune. That's exactly what it feels like. Keeping all this footage in here just so you can see, you got to keep your speed up. No matter where you go, you can't drop off the speed or you just get stuck. So everywhere we're going, you're just hauling balls everywhere. There's no big rocks or roots or anything that would scare you or to watch out for. It's just this open black pebbles everywhere you look. There's a good look on the backside. So we're going to make a run up that volcano right there, and I'm going to get as much speed as I can. This is actually a really long run up because it has this gradual climb in the beginning, and then it gets steep. And the bike just needs more power. Let's get it. Let's go. Kyle comes with the pass, throws me off my line. Thanks a lot, Kyle. Some rocks to the face. Anyways, that's as far as I get. And Colin, he's going to come up right next to me. Kind of just makes me laugh that every time we climbed, we'd get about the same distance.
Thanks, Colin.
Then Colin, he throws some rocks in my face too. I guess it's payback. I've been throwing rocks in their face all day. .250, just not getting it done. It's just too loose. The paddle is helping out tremendously, but even I could have jetted it better. I feel like it's a little rich running up at the peaks here. We are at 8,000 feet here, so I do have a jetting kit, and I didn't re-jet it. My bad on that. Could have got some more power. Maybe it would have made the difference to have a little bit more of that high-end power to keep the speed up on these big climbs. Something to do next time. There's Kyle coming back, asking what the heck's going on. He's having fun. He's making all the climbs up, no problem. It's such a long and steady run up. I mean, this looks like flat ground, but it's actually already climbing up. So you just gotta be on the gas, gotta be on the throttle, going as fast as you can to get any kind of run up on these big hills. And 250 there, God, I just wish I had been 450 here.
Hit neutral.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it one more go. I go up the opposite side of the mountain here. Just trying to get as much run-up speed as I can. Yeah. Even now, so you're already going uphill now. But I'm trying to hit that fifth gear. Just going so fast over this soft, loose ground. Just it's ridiculous. But we're right away. You got a downshift, and I'll get it to third and then second. And I do get the farthest I've been able to go. And there's a root from a tree that goes across the run, and that just throws me all off. Stops my momentum when I get hit it, and that'll be it. Oh. Sorry it's late. Trying to do this video, get it done tonight. It's been a long one. Call it there, and so we go around this side route. Colin and me, Kyle, he went up to the top, and he's going to loop around, come down and meet us here. So it's a pretty gradual run. Still got to keep your speed up though. No letting off even these little side trails that are easy. You can't let off. But it'll have a sharp left around here. Get up to the top of the crater, and this is just another really big, massive crater inside, big bowl, and it's just impressive to look at. You'll see. So we finally make it to the edge of the bowl here, looking down the crater, and then we'll go around left, and it's just got these really just massive open faces. I mean, you can take any line up or down it, and you can see the tracks going all which ways here. It's really steep, and the camera just doesn't do this place any justice of how big the climbs are and how deep these bowls are.
Woo! Might be. Think it's bigger than the other bowl?
Get some perspective of how big the climb is. They're coming down. They're just little ants coming down the side of that run there. And of course you got a couple main runs it looks like, but honestly you can hit anywhere you want to go. So here goes Kyle. He's going to go up that red line straight ahead of us, and you'll get a perspective of how big it is, because he just turns into a tiny little ant.
No problem for him.
So I come down. There's no way I'm going to make that line straight up. There's a more gradual climb to the left here, so I'm going to try to hit that with full throttle. Let's go. So here comes Colin on his YZ250. Just kind of funny how we kind of match each other on all the hill climbs. The 4-stroke and the 2-stroke are almost even in all the climbs.
Yeah, he turns around right where I am. This is just so cool, being inside volcanoes.
Alright, I'm going to pick a new line here straight ahead of me. Looks not quite as steep, and I got 4th gear right there. Okay, then we're going to get into 3rd gear, and then already I'm going to be hitting 2nd gear, and then she's just going to chug away, chug away, chug away. So close, and then I go into 1st gear, and she gets a little squirrely. Just I don't have enough momentum, but she's still grabbing. It's getting a little squirrely though. Still grabbing. That's it. Ah, didn't make it. You can see, look how soft that is. Just digging a hole. It's just that black pebble. Such a weird
So close.
soil type or terrain. Give it one more shot, because I thought I had it in the last one. Got a little squirrely, maybe my balance wasn't right, so I'm going to give it one more go. That was close. The top is right there. There's Colin coming back down. He didn't make it either. He turned around right about where I got. So this run I'm not going to get, so I'm just going to call it, and we're going to go up to on the side and get out of this mess and start heading back to camp. Alright, we're gonna start heading back now. I'm feeling a little defeated. Didn't make it up any of those climbs. So coming down the backside, there's this really rutted out little trail here. And I haven't ridden with a paddle ever before, so this is my first experience with a paddle. And I'm just not comfortable with the rutty style. I was comfortable on the really loose, kind of sandy black rocks, but this had a mixture of some little rocks. It's hard, it's got the rut. I didn't know if the paddle is going to be able to grab. And this is kind of steep coming down. So it just threw me off a little bit here. Just kind of cruising back, taking some little trails here and there. And we're on this one. It's going to take a left. And it just goes straight up the mountain here. And it's steep. And even Kyle, he can't get it in the 300. He's going to try a second attempt here. And he gets pretty far, but then he can't get it to the top.
Wow. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There he goes. There's that sharp left turn there. You just lose your momentum. He goes pretty good, but he's not going to make it. So the only way to go from here is just down, straight down. I'm exhausted at this point, actually, and the nose just digs in. Do a little wipe out. Mountain just tearing me up here. It felt really defeated today.
Easy to do.
Alright, finally made it down out of that mess. I'm getting tired. There's no more hill climbs. Kinda just need some nice flat ground. Can handle the whoops. Get back to the trailer and have some lunch. At least that's what I'm thinking. Like, alright, I don't want to do any more hill climbs. I'm just gonna ride back to the trailer. But then you see another hill, and you're like, well, you know, one more hill climb. How's that? That's not gonna hurt. So, here we go, another hill climb. Nice, made it up. Wait for Colin. Colin makes it up. All right, we're looking good. Look at that San Francisco Peak in front of us. Just beautiful. So where our camper, where's the trailer? The trailer's off to the left. We're about, I don't know, about 2 miles out. We made that hill climb. So I'm thinking, well, let's do one more hill climb. I don't want to leave just being totally defeated. I can do another hill climb here. Let's get it done. Look at that one straight ahead. That looks like a nice one right there. I think I'm gonna pick the middle line. Got a nice downhill. Can get a lot of run up, a lot of speed, and just carry that up to the other side. Right on, Rocks made it. So after I was feeling so defeated from that last 2 climbs, 2 mountains I was on before, now I made the last 2 climbs, first attempt, so I was feeling pretty good. I'm glad I did it, because if I just went straight home to the trailer after not making those attempts, I would have just felt like it was a waste of time, even though I was having a great time. I mean, it's just beautiful out here. Very different style of riding. You know, it's not a trail ride out here. It's just big, open, just hill climb country. Bring your paddle. We had a blast. I am glad we made this stop. You know, it's free to camp. Camp anywhere you want. There was no one out here. There's absolutely no one out here today. So we had this whole mountain range to ourselves. go. That's Cinder Hills. Just a fun, unique riding experience. Not too many places you can say you can ride up volcanoes inside and go wherever the hell you want to go. It's pretty awesome, and they're giants. I'm telling you that the climbs are massive. So bring a paddle when you come. You're gonna have a great time. I recommend it. Our next stop is gonna be Prescott area. We're gonna ride up to Crown King. It's gonna be very single track. Got some kind of hard enduro style riding coming up. It's gonna be pretty fun. So I'll see you in that one. Until then, get out riding and get some. Yew!